Welcome everyone to Let's Play Planetary Annihilation with me, BrainBoy 20 by Uber Entertainment. This is a game that is similar to the Supreme Commander and, well, technically a spiritual successor to Supreme Commander and Total Annihilation. I decided to use this game for my replacement for whatever the other two games we just ended. I can barely remember because college, the times I chose for my classes are horrible, so let's just, without further ado, let's just get on to it. There's no real tutorial, so I'm mostly self-taught, so if I'm doing anything wrong, feel free to scream at me. We're gonna do some galactic warfare. That's some wars. A lot more lost than, a lot more lost than one, or equally lost in one, but we're just gonna start up a new one. And Commander, I think I'm just going to stick with Centurion. Let's go to war. Difficulty is normal. I don't feel like playing on anything more difficult because there's some incredibly BS things that the Galactic War already does. And on normal difficulty the AI can still give me a run for my money if it's not a 1v1, which most of them are. But you'll see what I mean by why I'm not going past normal right now.
Greetings, Commander. Much has been lost since the reawakening. Others have come online. Like you, Commander, they seek answers among the stars. Find the others, rip apart their planets, stop the spread of other factions, and annihilate them. Galactic map online.
Well, that's loud. That's very, very loud. Let's fix that. I preliminarily dropped the music volume in the hopes that that wouldn't be an issue. Unfortunately, it turned out to be an issue. Now, hang on, I don't want it to be totally silent. Good enough. We'll see how this goes. If anyone thinks I should up the audio or anything like that, just tell me in the comments and I'll do what I can. Picked up this game for like 40 bucks during a 40 bucks, even less during a Steam sale over the holidays, and I've just been playing it. Not exactly incessantly, but I've started playing it recently now. In Galactic Warfare, the AI, at least on normal difficulty, does not attack you. You are the one that has to assault the AI repeatedly, and because of the scale of the map, this is a pretty big place to conquer, so this is going to take a very, very long time. And I don't know how the frame rate's going to hold up, so anyway, we're going to first go to all these neutral planets. These neutral planets don't have commanders guarding them, and when you join a commander you have to fight one, and you can't just back out, so we're going to head to each and every... We're going to go to each and every single one of these systems and pick up whatever technologies we can, because we start off like most RTSs, you start off with only the most basic of technologies, and through a campaign you grow in a lot of techs. Now, unfortunately, if I went straight into battle, I'd probably get stomped, because I'm used to having a lot more technology than this, as I'm coming down from from that previous, I think it had 38 turns, 14 wins, which my face was stomped in by something else. But anyway, I'm gonna go back and mess with the audio for a second, so be right back. Alright, I upped the I just upped the general audio. Anyway, we're gonna continue searching. Let's see what we can find. Advanced naval tech. I've never used Navy in this. Then again, this game is still technically in alpha/beta. Anyway, let's go take this one on. Artillery. This is great, were it not for the fact that I don't have artillery tech. The only technology they give you in warfare, at least to start with, is the basic vehicle tech, which isn't bad, mind you. It's not bad, but I currently have advanced bots, and that's about it. I don't even have basic bots.
Exploring system. Efficiency upgrade is available.
Oh, fabricator builders. That's going to replace the advanced naval tech because I never use Navy. Okay, so this also gives the basic bots and stuff like that, so I'm going to be using bots for the most part. Anyway, let's continue exploring and see what we can find.
Air-tech upgrade available.
I would love to hold on to artillery ammunition, but I'm just going to have to ditch this. And you can't get those back, mind you. What I'm looking for is a very specific technology that upgrades how many techs you can store. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna get one. Rejected because I don't have any orbital things.
Exploring system.
I haven't even seen that. Are you kidding? Okay, fine. I'm gonna ditch air because I don't have any experience with it. I would rather have that though. Anyway, we're gonna go and start fighting now because we have all the techs we can possibly get by killing off that one guy who just happens to be down here. Sorry, buddy. Wrong place, wrong time. And so the planet we're going to be conquering is a two-system planet, or it looks like one planet and a gas giant. Industrial Fazhani. Industrial development system of Fazhani reached a fever pitch before the outset of the Century War. Fazhani became extremely polluted with toxic chemicals emanating from its countless number of progenitor factories. The clouds of toxic gas alternated between neon green and day-glow orange in color. After 70 years of non-stop pollution, the companies responsible were forced to evacuate the system. When the General Assembly discovered the scale of the disaster, many of the corporate executives responsible were sentenced to long prison terms, and their companies were forced to begin what would be the biggest terraforming and cleanup project the Progenitor Coalition had ever seen. Let's go!
Enemy commander sighted. Battle selected.
So this is going to be basically a 1v1. We're not going to bother with orbital or anything like that. I'm just going to show you how ground fighting works. Or at least how this begins. That is, once this finishes loading, and hopefully the frame rate does not immediately drop, because Fraps eats frames. Anyway, as I expected, Chubby is a gas giant. Naturally, you can't build on them unless you have very specific things, and we only have this planet to work with, so it's going to be a very, very tight battle? Question mark? I don't exactly know how to describe it, but it's going to be a very aggressive start by both of us. So anyway, I'm going to land here in this landing zone because... okay. Supreme Commander games tend to not have resource limitations. Your only limitation is how much resources per second you get an income in. These green dots are the metal resources, the primary resource, the main build everything resource out there. And the build everything resource is needed, of course, as you don't have enough at the start to build and sustain an army against your opponent. So we're going to be going to, well, you'll see when we start. It'd be much easier for me to just show you than for me to describe it. And the battle does not begin until both commanders land. So here comes my commander, and we are off. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do, build 2 vehicle factories, if it actually decides to build them properly. Cancel your movement. Do what I tell you. It's really finicky trying to build 2 simultaneously. So here's my commander, the Centurion commander. And we're now building our first vehicle factory. Now you can queue up multiple units. In fact, I tend to just queue up more units than factories can possibly produce because I don't want to ever stop producing. But as of right now, I'm going to get a fabrication vehicle, which is just like another mini commander, and a skitter because it's a nice scout. After both of these are done, I'm going to have them just build an endless supply of Bolo tanks. What am I doing? Spinners. Sorry. So that's the skitter. The skitter is our scout vehicle. It has a very wide area that it reveals, and we're going to have it go and try to reveal the opposing commander so we know where to build our base defenses. Now, as you can see, we're kind of draining. We're not draining resources, but we're not gaining a ton of resources either. That's going to be fixed by this guy building metal extractors on these sites. And as for our commander, he's going to run up here and start building energy production, because energy is kind of our tech resource. It's equally necessary. This one will build a radar, which will act as like a minimap radar, except we don't have a minimap. It just kind of reveals enemy movements around this area.
Enemy sighted.
And we've sighted our first enemy thanks to the skitter, since we know that we're around here, and... Okay, we found the commander. Skitter, no! Run! Okay, good. I'd rather not lose it. I'd rather just be able to watch the enemy commander at all times. Now, of course, I'm not going to spend my time watching this. I'm busy trying to get all this stuff set up. And as you can see, the metal extractors are up. Each metal extractor gives 7 metal per second, which is naturally very, very useful. And these are still producing now. Now that these are finished, we're going to build a bot factory, because that's the tech we have. I built these because the AI tends to use air units more than anything else, which is kind of meta-knowledge, but they're kind of addicted to air units. And those energy plants are done, build another row of them, because we're going to need a ton of energy. Naturally. Now, when you're finished with that, I want you to build more bot factories. I just don't want you to stop building them. Ever. Anyway. So, Skitter, where are you? Let's see. Does he have anything done yet? Or is he building a base?
Enemy commander detected.
No, he's still spending his time constructing resource nodes, which means I might just be able to overwhelm him if I get enough tanks out. Speaking of tanks, you're both done? That's hilarious. You're never supposed to be done, and we're gonna go rush the enemy commander, because they don't have anything as of yet. Perhaps I'm used to a lot higher difficulty than this. Now that we have this done... Okay. I apparently don't have the blueprints for basic robotics. That's gonna make me a bit sore. Okay, so I just misinterpreted this entirely. I'm gonna build a fabrication bot because we have advanced bots, so we can get the advanced ones. We can't get the basic ones, which is irritating, but not impossible to deal with. And in the meantime, you'll go get some more metal extractors, because while we're building even more tanks to send after the Spider of Mean commander, wherever the heck he is now. Speaking of which, where did the guy go? Kind of lost sight of him, unless he went up here, in which case this isn't a really good showing of the commander. Yeah, no, the commander's just a moron. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was playing on a higher difficulty. Who knows? But we're just gonna keep building. So, that's done. Now you're gonna go build an advanced bot factory, just so I can at least show off the mechanics of how you improve. If you've noticed that there are different construction options, you need to tech up specifically into certain... You need to tech up in specific paths. If you don't tech up into specific paths, like the advanced bots or otherwise, you don't get access to the higher tier resource extractors or higher tier units, which this can now produce advanced bots, but it can't produce the basic bots, so the tech lied to me. Oh well. So we're gonna queue up some advanced fabrication bots for when that's done, and I'm gonna go send these bolos out to continue hunting the Spider of Mean commander, and just generally never letting him rest, so he hopefully goes and dies in a fire. Once again, that's funny. Oh, I was gonna say, that's funny. Did you think you were finished? Because I have it on good authority that you're not finished. Excuse me, I ordered you to assist him in building this base. And the pathing of the units aren't very good. But then again, early alpha, and the game's still fun otherwise. So I thought I might as well just give a small demonstration of this and just see how this goes. So, if you guys like this, feel free to like it or otherwise, or just tell me in the comments if you'd like to see more Planetary Annihilation. Until then, I'm probably going to do a couple more videos based on Planetary Annihilation. Now, knowing that the commander's nearby, I'm just going to go drop a satellite. And we're going to go see if we can hunt down the commander wherever he hides. Please don't tell me he start building air units, because if he does, I might actually start losing troops.
Enemy commander detected.
Oh, there he is. Okay, my bots are catching up with him. Now, the bolos, how are they doing? They're doing just fine. Is this going to be done anytime soon? Yes, it will. I won't even show you orbital stuff yet, because there is no reason to go to orbit. At least I believe there's no reason to go to orbit. And while that's constructing, we're going to have these guys speed up the construction of the advanced fabricators. And we go out to orbit just in time to see the Spider of Meme Commander go down and go nuclear. And that is good game, sir. Against a very poor AI. So maybe I overestimated the AI's capabilities. Maybe they level up as... I'm going to turn down the sound volume and stuff like that again, because I just don't know. Now, we have the small feature of Chronocam, where if we want to, we can go all the way back to the very start, and we can just watch this unfold. Now, nothing's happening as of right now, because it also counts the time that you spent hunting through the planet just to see where you wanted to land, or otherwise. So, we're just going to pass on by until we see a few trailing comets. Oop. And here comes the launch. I'm gonna just watch this all over again. He lands down here and is just immediately producing metal extractors. I don't ever agree. I don't understand why the AI does this. Then again, normal AI, there'd just be very poor AI on this part. And as for me, I'm just producing a vehicle factory just because I like to accelerate stuff. Anyway, we're not going to bore you with this because you just watched it. We're not going to force you to watch it, so we're going to close that out and return to war. Now, conquering planets naturally allows you to explore the planets. We're going to explore and see what we get.
Artillery tech available.
I hate you. I hate you with a bloody passion. Anyway, we're not getting lucky and we're not getting slot techs. Slot techs, when given, will of course give you more slots to store techs. There's a lot of them in the system. I had up to, I think you can have more than 12, or at least my last one had more than 12. But unfortunately, the game's being a jerk and it's just not giving them to me. So I'm not going to bother with artillery tech. Actually, I'm going to delete the advanced bot tech. Well, it might seem like a silly decision. I'd like to play with artillery a bit more. And let's go fix the sound again, because that was way too loud once again, in my opinion, and it's probably even louder for you. And I feel so sorry for you if it is. And we're going to go jump and explore these systems.
Exploring system.
Now, these all have their... Dismiss. Now, these systems all have their own little blurbs with them. I'm only going to read the ones that we invade, just so I don't bore you to death. Because you came here for action, and we're going to go fight on another 1v1 world, which is probably going to end up in victory for me, but I did notice that the AI kind of ramps up its strength and ability as time went on, so we're just going to go and see. Anyway, Pythias. During the darkest days of the Century War, the Progenitor Coalition government knew they needed a safe place to evacuate to should Earth be threatened directly by the Zipid hegemony. Pythias was that place. Descending on the system, the Coalition Corps of Engineers built an exact replica of the city of Antananarivo, the city in Madagascar, back on Earth, that was the headquarters of the Progenitor government. Even the Coalition Tower was a perfect copy of the real thing, and was the home for over 2 million Progenitor Coalition employees and their families. Let us invade it.
Hostile commander sighted.
If you're wondering the story behind this, we're all machines fighting other machines, for humanity has long died out. I don't know how to show you the introductory cutscene, which would explain a lot more than what's going on. But right now we're just going to watch robots beat each other to death, and I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with that. So let's go and fight. Now, if I die, if my commander ever dies, this game operates like a roguelike, and it's going to delete my save file if it ever dies, and I have to regain all those techs again. So yeah, I gotta be careful and not let my commander die, but he's also a very powerful combatant. Anyway, let's go zoom in on this planet. Anyway, zooming in on this planet, we see that there's actually very few resource nodes. I mean, I think what would be best would be to go to resource node 2, build, just go as far as we can over here, head over here, build some vehicle factories, try to conquer this area just to keep my resource nodes nearby, but there's no real spawn point that's close enough to resource nodes, so we're just going to pop on over here, start annihilating. I have push to talk turned off, because I do use the arrow keys occasionally, and we don't have bots anymore, but vehicles are more than enough. So, Commander, head on over and start building. And then I'm just going to queue up a lot of things I want him to build, because you always want your Commander building. He's your most efficient builder as of now. And fabrication, skitter, fab, as I don't have many other fabrication bots. I have like a small group of fabricators to do my jobs for me, as otherwise I'm a very, very lazy individual. Now, not knowing where our opponents hide, I'm just put these two right here, and I'm just going to have you produce like 6 bolos. I'm going to have you build a radar. As disappointing as it is, I'd rather you go out and start building metal right away, but I kind of need to know where my enemies are hiding, and if they're going immediate air forces or not. Because the AI has a fetish for air forces, as I've already told you, and there's only one unit in my entire army that deals with it. Alright, so did you really spawn there? Did you genuinely spawn in the one place I wanted to go? You did! Well, you haven't started building yet. That's a plus. And we don't have any resources. Because Commander's a jerk. So head on down here. Now we're gonna have these bolos come on down here and support him. I need to cover this location, and I need to cover it well. You, on the other hand, are gonna go over here and start building metal extractors right there, because I kind of need them. Now that that's finished, what do I want to build now? I mean, I can't really support... I can't support these until I start getting some metal extractors up. I guess since you're here, we're going to just set up some laser turrets, in case the Commander decides to be a little tricksy. And some anti-air, because once again, fetish for air forces. And thankfully we're getting some supply up and running. Now, my Commander's finished building. That doesn't mean I'm going to let him off the hook. I'm going to start building lots of bolos. And my Commander is actually going to move down here, and we're going to place production structures. Okay. Yeah, no. We're going to get some anti-air up right now, because the enemy's already producing. In fact, we're just going to send the bolos, provide some really early pressure. And as for this group, I'm going to have... Oh, sorry, never mind. I'm going to have you go up here and build more metal extractors on this quadrant of the planet. And while this guy just sets up some automated defenses for us. Now, this is going to be where the new staging ground is. You will just start producing spinners as soon as you're up. And as you can see, if you notice the flashing screen on there, air factory located. Now, of course, we're killing the Commander before he has anything to be able to stop us. Or at least he's not going to be able to build anything to stop us, but he's already got air units out, which these guys can't deal with. Spinners can. And unless he's got a second air factory, I should be fine.
Build more energy storage.
I don't have...
Commander detected.
Yep, there's the spider of mean. We're just going to start murdering. Could you kill the laser defense tower before they set it up? You know, that's kind of important. Okay, fine, you want to kill the air factory. Kill the air factory, then. Commander, don't be lazy. Commander, please, don't be lazy. Bolos and spinners. And you can't actually build artillery. Well, The enemy commanders probably already has rebuilt his air factory right there. And they're setting up defenses for a very good reason. Oh no, he hasn't rebuilt. Now I don't know what the wreckage could be used for. I think it's that if the wreckage is left, you can just have a bunch of people run around rebuilding everything. That ain't my biz. That's not too terribly important. Ooh. Defense turret, defense turret. Gentlemen, can you just go and cut him off before we have a massive issue? Because he's about to head on over here, and we might as well have a commander versus commander duel because, well, my commander's kind of supported, his isn't. Now, everyone's going to be set right here and produce bolos and spinners. Now, of course, the anti-air is kind of useless against non-air units, but that's not a problem. We outnumber him so severely that he's just dead.
Enemy commander annihilated.
And good game. Maybe I will up the difficulty after this pilot episode, in which case we might just have new techs running around.
Congratulations, Commander.
Anyway, after that early rush, that was the first episode / test video of Planetary Annihilation. Tell me how you like it in the comments below, and I'll catch you all next time. We might as well see what... Actually, second thought, we might as well see what we get.
Economy upgrade is available.
I hate you so much, game. I don't want to drop the... Production structures, I actually don't know what that encompasses. I'll reject it for now. Anyway, when we come back, we might just be in an entirely different game with the difficulty upped, because most of these fights are 1v1. It's the later fights that I hate so much. Or at least the one later fight that I encountered that completely murdered me. Anyway, ciao.